to Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, a musical talk show with in-studio guest performers and interesting program features. Anchored by the man with many titles: musician, producer, actor, director, YouTuber, filmmaker. Well, the list is long because he's the man and more. So friends, Canadians, ladies and gentlemen, your Sunday midday fun starts here. Welcome to the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to our second episode of 2019 of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. I'm your host here as always, Scott Dion Brown, joined by the best co-host in the galaxy.
Good one. Regine, Alaina.
Hi, Regine.
Hi, Scott. How's it going?
Pretty good. How was your week?
It was good. I actually started to finalize things for Miss Galaxy. Thanks for that add-on there. I got a sponsor for all my outfits, so
Awesome.
yeah. So I'm gonna need help from our guest as well and get training going.
Excellent. What did I get up to? I worked out. My New Year's resolution was to get into the gym more. I got in there 4 times this week.
So are you sore?
Yeah, all over. I can't move. But I feel great.
Awesome. Let's see how long this goes on for.
We'll see how long it goes. My New Year's resolutions, will they last past the month of January? We'll find out. But let's kick things off because I want to meet our guests really quick. So let's
Me
quickly get the show started right away. Today's episode of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by our 2 executive producers. Regine,
Yes, Scott.
do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
Definitely.
Are you buying or selling a home?
I'm thinking about it.
Then Jennifer C., Realtor at Home Life Culture Link, is here to help. Call or text Jennifer today at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see her current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com.
.com. Got it.
And our next executive producer is a full-service mortgage brokerage. Oriana Financial has the resources, knowledge, and experience to research every mortgage option for you, whether it's from a major bank or alternative lender. Tracy Simeka and her team of professionals can assist with first, second, and even third mortgages. With over 25 years' experience in the mortgage business, Tracy understands your needs and also gives free advice. Oriana Markham Group is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and can meet wherever and whenever is convenient for you. Learn more by visiting OrianaMarkhamGroup.com or call now at 416-318-7171. When the bank says no, call Tracy. Thank you to our 2 executive producers for making this show possible.
Thank you. And speaking of sponsors, as you guys all know, for the month of January, one of our advertisers, Jewelry Forever,
Mega Man!
Jewelry Forever, has actually donated this beautiful women's watch. So all you have to do is comment on every video that we share for the
Here
month.
on the live stream, yeah.
Yes. And you'll be put into a draw.
And every time you comment each show, you will be entered for another time into the draw. So if you've entered every day this month, you will be entered 4 times.
Yeah.
The draw is on January 27th.
Yes.
And so thank you very much, Jewelry Forever, who is conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East, Markham. They do custom-made jewelry repairs and watch batteries, all done on site. Or shop online at jewelryforever.ca. Jewelry Forever. Thank you so much for this lovely watch, and we're going to give it to one of our lovely listeners.
Yes.
Okay. Well, now that we've got all those things out of the way, I think we should meet our guests.
Yes, we should.
Let's do that. So I've got some bios to read here.
Okay.
So our first bio, our first guest is a model, host, and entrepreneur. He's modeled internationally since he was 19. And the move to become one of the hottest and youngest rising male hosts in the Philippines, hosting numerous local, national, and international pageants, including Miss Universe and Miss Asia Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marc Nash.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good.
Thanks for
How are
being
you
here.
guys?
I think we're pretty good.
It sounded like you were reading your own bio, but then you said hottest and all that. And I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, then you know. Yeah. And our next host. I have her bio here.
You've all seen her on this show before.
Yeah.
Maybe
Boring
just once
stuff.
before.
You don't have to read it.
She's an actress, model, and beauty queen. crowned Miss International 2013 at Binibining, Pilipinas. And before that was Mucha ng Pilipinas Overseas 2011. She's played many, many different roles in film and television, as well as a very professional lion dancer. She's a professional lion dancer, which I think she pioneered that style of dancing.
I think so.
On our last episode.
That could be my New Year's resolution, actually.
To learn how to lion dance?
Oh, it's everybody. Bea, Santiago, yay!
Yay!
Beautiful girl.
She has theme music too.
I know.
I love it.
I know. Welcome back, Bea.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Not much.
How long has it been since we
We saw you last year.
Last year, it's been like a year.
Well,
like a
that was
year.
December or November?
Yeah, it was November or December.
November, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was here. And then I promised them I'll come back. But, like, I should bring you.
Oh,
And he was like, why? Why me? And I was like, things to do together.
While you're
Wait, I gotta ask,
here.
what's a lion dance?
Oh my god. So,
So-
we'll send you the clip of the last time she was here, but
my
we were
God.
trying to say line
We were
dancing.
reading one of our sponsors,
Line dance.
Cecile's Line Dancing. We were reading it, and the whole time we were reading the shout out to Cecile's Line Dancing, by the way.
Yes.
And while we were reading it, I guess she heard lion, so she started
Lion.
asking me questions like, "Oh, lion dancing
Isn't that hard?
Yes, isn't that one where you're covered and everything?" And then we realized after
The
a while.
dragon
Line dancing,
dancing.
like dragon dancing, okay? I thought they're
Yeah,
lions.
I understood that after.
Okay, Bea.
I just got this image when she was saying it. I realized in my head, I was like, you know, like in Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion. I was imagining that like she was referring to something like that, where you dress like a lion and then dance, and that she heard of it, and I was like, what is that? But anyway,
That's her secret talent.
I thought it's a thing. Okay, maybe it's my thing.
you know, it is a thing. It's probably a thing now.
Yeah,
talked
probably.
about it.
I started.
I bet you it's happening in the Philippines as we speak.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're line dancing right now.
exactly.
You started a trend.
I did.
It's gonna be a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think I should. Like, I should just let my hair grow
Grow?
itself. I mean, that could be the lion.
Like a lion,
There you
like a
go.
lion's
and I'll
mane.
dance. And then I'll be. Oh my god.
Bea's
That's
Lion
so weird.
Dancing, sponsor of the
People
show.
will be
Thank
like, why
you.
did you win? She's so weird.
Now
Well,
you're
just
gonna get
like-
your own new set of bashers.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of bashers,
Speaking of that,
Oh yeah, I have a lot of that already. So, you know. But you know what? Out of just like Lady Gaga's line, out of like 100, there's like 1%.
Yeah.
That, you know, and they're my bashers, so it's fine.
yeah, I mean, I guess it comes with, I don't know, being a public figure, right? I mean, it seems
Celebrity.
Yeah,
online.
and-
The internet is a crazy place. So how do you guys? I mean, I guess both of you guys probably have to deal with it. How do you deal with trolls and that kind of thing when you?
Mark has like a lot of lovers, so
oh,
not a lot of
it's not
bashers.
even haters, it's lovers.
Yeah, and like me, I have a lot since I started my my pageant, you know, my pageant way. I mean, my pageant life. I have already my bashers, but then it grew once they found some loophole, you know, to attack me,
Yeah.
and then that's when they come out of their, you know, hidden names.
Yeah, like recently.
and they
right?
have fake names, they have fake Instagrams.
Yeah.
You know, so it's weird. And some who have real Instagram are Instagram users. They have like Jesus as
as a picture.
no, like as there. You know how you can put under your
Like
picture.
a quote or something.
Yeah, like and like do not do unto others, so something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Like,
I was
really?
like, I want to screen cap this and like shove it in your face.
But
Or
that's
your-
something that you've been out now for. I saw it on Facebook. Is
Yeah.
that you're actually reminding people that haters still exist.
Yeah, and like, you know, no matter, even if you're down on the ground, they will step on you and then spit on you, you know, without using their real names. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
how coward can you be, you know?
A lion.
Yeah, a lion.
What seems the anonymity of the internet, it makes people act in ways that they would never act in
Yeah.
real life, and they say
Yeah.
things. I mean, I think it's two-pronged, the problem. You've got, on the one hand, I think celebrities, people don't really think of them as real people, I think. And the
Sorry,
thing that's,
Bea, you're not real.
But the thing is, and they don't realize that there's an actual human being on the other
Yeah.
side, right? And then there's also the added fact that it's like I think a lot of people, when they write comments, especially in anonymous accounts like that, there's this idea that they're saying it, but they're not really
Yeah.
saying it thinking that the actual celebrity will actually read it and actually
yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
But you know, like Twitter and Instagram, like when you tweet at somebody, there's a human being on the other side, and you're sending it straight to
Yeah.
them. I don't know, it's weird.
It's not like I have a group of people that would like reply on my behalf, right? Like it's
Yeah.
me,
You.
like
Or
I
your
am
mom.
the holder.
Yeah.
Your mom's sharing it.
My
Who is
mom,
this
I
girl?
know. No, but like I trained my mom to not respond because you just put gas in the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Her
That's
mom
what I
is
do.
super supportive, so everything that goes through her account,
Yeah.
comments usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I see it too, right?
Right.
Because I'll see she posted the most recent
And
one.
she posts, like-
she's like, somebody find this girl.
Yeah, and you're like, her comments are very mommy. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But it's sweet. Like I'm sure my mom would do the same.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
I
the
don't
mama
want
bear.
my bashers to find her. You know,
Exactly.
she's my like core.
Yeah.
So when she comments and they know she's my mom, then they would follow her, and then
you don't
and
want
then
that.
inside her, then they would like, you know,
Of course.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. Like,
Yeah.
Because with me, I can control it. I mean, I've already mastered the act of not giving a shit. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
since 2013.
Yeah.
So but now it's just more and more, and they're more harsher.
I
Yeah.
think too because they know you're not in the country either, so
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we can get her because now she's not near me,
Yeah.
and she's in a different time zone." So they probably think, "Oh, she's
Yeah,
sleeping."
but
She
the
wants
thing
to-"
is, people can still read, right? And
Yeah.
so when I blasted that, like it lessened my bashers, kind of, because of how I responded.
Yeah.
And the girl didn't even respond to my comment. Like, what are you supposed to say if I say,
Yeah.
God bless you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for those that
You know?
don't know what happened, if you follow Bea on Instagram, you'll
Yeah.
see that so as you guys know, Bea is going through some medical things
Yeah, I
right
have
now.
kidney failure.
Yes.
And it's not a joke, it's an organ failure.
But people are bashing you for it.
Well, there's people
Right?
wishing me to die. I think that's not
That's
bashing.
the worst thing.
Yeah, they weren't bashing her for having organ failure. They're like using
Yeah,
it
and
as a
Like
way
rest
to
in
attack
peace in
her,
advance, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
exactly. And like,
That's
there's only
crazy.
a few people, probably 10 out of all the positive things that I got.
Yeah.
Like there's like almost 500 messages
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying like get well. All of that are really good. And there's gonna be like 10 people that would be like, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Die.
So, Mark,
Yeah.
how do you deal with that? Because you see how Bea reacts to it.
There
Oh,
was
more
this
than
yeah,
we
one
do.
he's
time
my-
somebody messaged me, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was that like?
Yeah, they were asking how can I support Bea? Why am I supporting Bea? She's so ugly. She's so blah 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 blah.
Oh,
what
that's
they
so
were saying.
rude.
Yeah, and then one like posted a photo of my like really ugly photo when I was like in Tia.
Oh, I saw that comment.
Yeah, and then posted it sent it to him, and the guy was like, ano ba yung sabi niya? Ang ganda-ganda niya, no? Ano
No,
sabi
no, no.
niya?
He's like.
How can you say love this or something like that?
How can you love this animal or something like that?
And you know
Yeah.
what you should do? You know what
And
you
then
should
he
say?
responded, ang
I was like,
ganda-ganda niya, no?
Ang ganda niya, no? I was like, she's
Oh
so
my
beautiful,
God.
right?
No, you know what you should do?
Yeah.
You should be like, oh, didn't you see that thing trending? It's like how you've aged. Didn't you grow? Like, look at her now.
Yeah, and it's funny because I look a lot older
In
my
that
old
picture,
photos
yeah.
than now. 'Cause
But I
guess-
knew you back then too,
yeah,
right?
Because I think it's because we wear too much
It was
makeup.
the makeup and how we
And my
portrayed
eyebrows were
ourselves.
so thin and bleached, and yeah,
We-
it was
we did
just
it
So
all.
that was
really
the
bad
the
tour.
style, right? I mean, used to be
Um,
eyebrows for a while. Used to be like
Super
thin
thin.
little lines. Thin
Yeah.
little lines.
I remember Bea was like, Regine, you need to grow your eyebrows. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she had really thin eyebrows, like
But that
Kate
was the
Moss
style.
eyebrows.
That was the style.
It was, but it was also I didn't know what I was doing, and we all go through that phase.
My eyebrows
Yeah.
used to be very thin too.
Oh.
Mine
What'd
were
you
like
do?
little pencil eyebrows.
Oh,
Just little
really? Is
lines.
that microblading?
Microblading. I used to get that all done. Used to draw them. I got them tattooed.
Yeah,
on.
dude.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Social media tends to make people. I think it's. I don't know. Maybe it's that we as humans haven't figured out how we're supposed to behave on there. Like
Some
it
people
really
don't
makes.
know how to behave on it.
Yeah, it makes people do crazy things. Like
I think it's just too open. That's why, and like they're scared. Like they're not scared that somebody will find out their real name.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Well,
and there's no like law. Like
Yeah.
in the Philippines, there is, but nobody's really pursuing somebody because of what they said online. You know?
yeah, and also I think there's the problem with it as well is right. Like a comment written somewhere looks the same whether it's written by a completely normal person or somebody who's not all there, right? Whereas like if you're walking down the street and you see like a person on the street corner yelling random things at everybody, on the street, people just sort of ignore that person.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we haven't figured out that we just need to ignore that person online too, because like
Yeah.
anybody can make a Twitter account, anybody
Yeah.
can make a Facebook and
Exactly.
say things. It's I don't know. I find it's I find the best way is just ignore.
Yeah, and I feel in the Philippines it's even harder because I remember when I did Mutya, I went right after Bea. And the one thing Bea told me was don't read the comments because it's going to get to you. And do you remember one of the other candidates, she was reading the comments and she went through this whole body image change. Like they were bashing her on her body. They were saying, oh, she's too big. Why is she there? I was getting bashed for being too dark. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Like this is my natural skin color. So there was a lot. So
Yeah, it's like if you joined a pageant, like it's already attached to that, like pageant and then trolls.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
You have no choice. You have to go through it. Like and that's why in Binibini, like where the trolls are really harsher compared to the other pageants. If you survive Binibini Pilipinas, you have to be like a really strong woman emotionally than physically. Because you're gonna go through a lot of criticism, and you know these people are like keyboard warriors or something. You know, like they really say the meanest, harshest words.
Yeah.
So in order for you to win, like with a physical and mental, like you know, you have to go through that, or else, and you're gonna come out really strong. You know, like me, like I don't mind anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what can you say? Like, what else?
It was worse the first couple of years for Bea.
Yeah,
Because she didn't know how to deal with
How
it.
to,
first.
yeah,
It
it
was
takes
hard,
time to adapt.
I think it was
You were,
my
like,
dad,
crying
and
a
it
couple
was
of
like
times, right?
it was like my family too. Like that's the worst. Like the
They were
first
the ones,
attack was
yeah.
about my family.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was really hard, and like aside from me feeling, disrespected, and I guess I was heartbroken because it was about family.
Yeah.
And they attacked my core. Like everybody had a lot of things to say, not just to me but my mom, and that was harder.
I remember that.
And I
came out,
guess
yeah.
after that, the outcome of that, like it would attack my core. Like what else?
Yeah.
I'm invincible now.
Yeah.
You know, like what doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Exactly.
And when they attacked my family, they just made me really strong after. So now, whatever they say, oh, I wish you're dead, blah blah blah, it doesn't hurt me anymore because
you just learn to ignore it.
It was
yeah.
really bad before, so the scar is just really thick now.
Well, there you go.
You can't
sense.
touch me.
Yeah, it's interesting how it works because I even find the same thing happens on YouTube. Like I've been on YouTube for quite a while, and also my band is on YouTube, and like it always confused me. Like I said, I'm used to negative comments now. So if somebody posts something, or if I post something and somebody doesn't like it, it's fine. But the part that always makes me wonder is it's like if my band went and played live somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then we're in the audience after chatting with people. Like you never get, even if I'm sure there's people in the audience who didn't like the show, but those people never come up to you later and be like, hey, by the way, your show was terrible. Also, you should kill yourself and I hate you, right? Like I've never had anybody say that to my face,
It'd be
but
all
like,
through the internet.
but people will happily just say it. Like if they didn't like something, they'll just be like, yeah, but that thing you just made, it was awful. And I'm like, it's
Yeah.
weird because normally you wouldn't say that to somebody face to face, but there's something about the internet connection that allows people to do
that generation, like our generation now, they're more like aggressive online because there's no personal.
There's no confrontation, basically.
Yeah.
Physical
I
confrontation.
think our generation's scared of confrontation. That's why they can. Oh yeah, this is the internet. Nobody will really see me writing it.
It's crazy because we went growing up where like bullying, stop bullying, and now it's cyberbullying. It's this huge thing, and like how do you
Deal with that.
It's messed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
Be
to do.
nice, people.
Yeah.
But also understand
To
that
my face.
yeah, and also like people who have to deal with that kind of stuff. There are some people who just aren't going to be nice. So part of it is just learning to look. You don't pay attention to the guy yelling random stuff on the street corner, and those people online are really the same.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's part of our culture now. I don't know. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And speaking of crazy, so Mark, you hosted Miss Universe?
No, I hosted some events for Miss Universe. So I hosted a couple of press conferences. I hosted a summer party for them. The first
So who's the prettiest Miss Universe?
Oh
so
no.
much.
Yeah, like
Sorry
the
to
past,
choose,
like Pia, the next up Pia. who was
Iris.
that? Yeah, Iris, the French lady, and who was the third
Demi
one?
Lane,
Demi? Yeah.
Bea, come on.
Amongst the three. Is that your question?
Or Katrina.
Is he allowed to say? Is he allowed to say?
Yeah, of course.
She asked the question.
I don't
Catriona,
control it.
With Catriona?
Yeah,
all four of
cool.
them?
Yeah.
I think Demi.
Demi?
But her eyes are a little too apart.
We're gonna get back to
She's the
summer.
prettier?
What?
She's the prettiest
Yeah.
for you.
I would say.
So not Pia or Catriona.
No, because I've known Pia way back. I mean,
Yeah,
she was a
Oh, yeah,
baby
because she
then.
competed with you
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So I mean, if I saw her first time there, maybe I could say Pia also.
So how
okay.
did you get into hosting?
Oh, because of Bea.
Yeah.
I was modeling first. I met her, and then
I tell people what to do.
so
You're
she was
good at
hosting this pageant. What was this? Oh, you were judging this
I
pageant.
was judging.
It was
I hosted a year before.
somewhere in Philippines, province, Batangas.
Batangas.
My
yeah.
family's in Batangas. Hey.
Oh yeah.
Really, they have the most awesome beach.
I heard the coffee is good too.
Yeah.
So Batangas, and she was judging. I was supposed to just tag along, and suddenly I don't know.
I booked him a
yeah, how'd you say
gig.
it? How'd you say it to the
Well,
producers?
because you know the wife of the mayor became a close friend of mine, and we stayed connected. And she was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a male host." And I'm like, "Hey, Mark can do that."
And he'd never hosted before at that point.
He hosted like
I
years
hosted,
before.
but 2 years ago, and it was like I was forced into something else. It was, I think it was.
It was a big hosting
Supermodel of the
gig
world,
too. See?
Ford Supermodel of the World.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a big gig too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Biggie, he hosted like this really big national event. So like, he can do this small pageant. And he was so scared. He was
I
like,
was scared. I was shaking.
you know how like
I was
when you
shaking.
judge, they introduce you in the stage, right? So I was waiting. I was the last one to be called. I was waiting and I was just looking at him. And he was like freaking out in the back. He's like,
I was cold. I was shaking. My co-host
Looking
was
for your
saying,
notes.
if you hosted before, it's the same as riding a bicycle. You didn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
he was
the second
freaking
time
out.
wasn't
Like
the same.
he was like in serious mode, like reading and he was like writing like little like side notes and what else he could say about this.
Well, that's like me and Scott when we're backstage. We're like, oh my god.
And then I was talking to him, like, it's okay, babe. Do you want me to pray with you? Are you okay?
How did it come?
He was freaking out.
How did I look like on stage though?
You weren't relaxed,
I wasn't relaxed.
You were tense.
but you were good. You just like it was good. It was good. But if you knew how to host, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's freaking out. Because like I was
For sure,
already
for sure.
hosting
I
then,
knew
so
I
I
was-
could tell.
Yeah. I always find the hardest part is the start. I
The
find
start?
if I can get the first intro out, or you first walk out
Yeah.
and you kind of say a couple things to the audience, I get that out of the way, and then I'm like, okay, then I'm feeling
Yeah,
good.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's
No,
how
my-
that's how.
Start.
What I don't like is when you have to introduce the judges and they have the most complicated
Oh,
names.
shoot. I
That's when I
always
look
mess
at it.
that
I'm
up.
like, Scott, it's your turn.
Yeah, so many times I make the mistake of like I don't read the bios before, so
Yeah.
then I'm reading it the first time, and then inevitably there's like
A
weird
typo.
grammatical
Yeah.
errors or
Yeah.
things, and then I look weird saying it. But yeah, but no, actually the funniest, the weirdest for me is starting like the first time I hosted the Canada's Top Choice pageant, for the very first time.
with you, with us too, yeah.
The very first time, I guess I wasn't used to saying Canada's top choice. So like the first thing I said, I walked out, I was like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Canada's Canada's Top.
Oh,
And
God.
that was how I started
Like,
the
you
show.
mean Canada's
And then I was like,
top choice.
Canada's top choice, everybody. First show. Hi.
The first things that came out of your mouth too.
Like-
See,
Good start.
that's an icebreaker. That's good. You know, at least everyone's like, calm, and then you're calm, right? Because you made everybody laugh.
That's the thing. If you get the audience on your side, then
Yeah.
even when things go wrong, you kind of
See,
roll
that's the
with
thing.
it.
For
but-
male hosts, like they could like
We can mess up.
yeah,
I gotta say,
they
we
mess
can
up.
mess
But
up.
for us, we can, and I
It's
can't even make
harder.
jokes. Like people don't understand how a beauty queen, like they think,
Oh no, I make jokes.
and like because they think I'm like a little bitch, you know,
you're
for all the beauty
Maldita,
queens.
yeah.
So they get like confused whenever I joke around. You know, like, oh, is that offensive?
Well,
Oh my
well,
God.
like with what Bea was saying when she saw my picture in the intro, she's like, "Oh, you look so proper and
Yeah,
respectable."
like to-
and then they come in, and I'm like, "Hey guys."
You like when you come, like yeah, when you look at your photo, you know, it's like, oh, it's a very respectable program. I cannot cuss inside.
And then Bea's, I'm like, Bea,
Oh,
just
shit.
do it. No, but like I like hosting with like Scott, or we have a bunch of other ones
Yeah.
that we do here. And when we're stuck on time, I'm like, "Oh, Scott, so since you do pageants, let's see your runway," and
Yeah.
everyone just loves it.
Laughs,
Yeah.
He
Yeah, you
hates
just
it, but they love it.
Yeah, I don't mind showing off my walk. It's just a little rusty these days.
The lava
Yeah.
walk.
That's cute. Yeah, yeah, but like in the Philippines, it's also
Different.
different. Like, I think the first guy that made me like nervous a lot when I was hosting was this guy. I had a huge crush on him. Who?
Derek Ramsey.
Derek Ramsey. Oh my god.
Oh, I remember that.
He has like a stage like persona.
Presence,
And when we were rehearsing, it wasn't there. You know, it's like, oh, okay, you know, it was
Whatever.
friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we were on stage, like, why are you being so manly right now?
You're like, oh my gosh, oh
Oh,
my
he
gosh.
wasn't like that
giving-
before.
He wasn't. He was like cool, like this. I'm like, yeah, whatever, we're cool or chill.
then he
And
turned
then
into
we
stage
were on
mode.
stage. It's like he had this like fiery like,
Bam.
yeah, so bad. It's like, yeah, Dion.
And Mark's like, hello, over here.
He just totally disappears. Like, yes.
Oh, boy.
Puppy eyes. I'm just kidding. But yeah, he had a girlfriend, so yeah, it was.
And Mark was there, right?
No, he
I don't
wasn't.
think I was there.
I was with my road manager, and but he is really hot, like just like Piolo Pascual, like they're both really
They give
hot.
you this, like,
Yeah, but like really more fiery is like Derek
because
Ramsey.
it was like when I first met Mark, when Martin Navarro was there in the room, and the first person that caught my eye was your mom and Mark, and then I was like, oh, hi, Mark.
yeah.
Because he doesn't give off that, like, I'm in the room
Yeah.
type of vibe, where you knew Mark was there, your brother and your mom was
Yeah.
there, and your mom was all dolled up. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, Tita, what's up?
And then you saw my.
And then I saw
him.
Mark. I'm like, oh, hi, Mark. I'm Regine. I'm Bea's friend.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was literally how I introduced myself to him. And then I turned around and Martin Navarro was there, and I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I think some celebrities are like that, but when they get on stage or in front of camera, their
They're
energy's totally
different,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, and like his energy, that was the first time though. Like I worked with a couple of guys already, but his energy on stage is like,
He's a superstar.
yeah, it's hot. He's really
Cool.
hot.
So speaking of,
You should master that. Like you should make your co-host like, I have a crush on you, like that.
I'll change my voice.
but we co-host together, so that would be really weird.
Like, all right, guys, we're about to go on.
Okay.
Okay, everybody ready? We're
if
about to
it's
go on
not
there.
Regine.
Let's go today. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sit down.
And everyone's gonna be like, who the heck is that?
And then all the moms are like, can I please sponsor?
They're all gonna start calling.
Can I sponsor you?
To advertise on the show, please call.
I'll sell my panties.
Yeah, those can be for sale. We'll take that. Well, any type of sponsorship will work.
Oh
Right?
my goodness. So how is how
Yeah.
is Toronto for you, Mark? I know this is
Yeah.
your first
Cold,
winter.
crazy cold. But I'm enjoying it, I gotta say, because I mean I've been living in the Philippines for so long,
Yeah.
and cold is something.
He just threw me his first like ice ball, and it hurt.
I threw my first snowball at her.
Snowball.
Oh yeah,
I was so scared that she would get pissed at me. But
and I
told her
did,
It was
and then
my
it was
first
like
time.
the first time. It's my first time. I was like, anything for the first.
So what Canadian things? I've been following a little bit on your Instagram stories, but what kind of Canadian things have you been getting up to? Activities?
What we do?
We went to Blue Mountain, his first snowboard experience.
How was it?
Oh, good. No, because I've been skateboarding all my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was
Pretty
really easy for him. Like we like did the newbie thing, and then we did
The bunny hill.
Yeah, and then we went like straight ahead to like pros. And
Oh, wow.
we were crazy.
Yeah,
And we were there for 8 hours, like since
Yeah.
11 until like,
It becomes a whole day for sure.
oh
yeah.
my god, yeah,
No,
until
she
to
was
the
expecting
point.
like 2 to 4 hours. Or
Yeah,
something, right?
She was
like
like, I'm not gonna be
normally,
there all
right?
day.
Normally, like whenever I go up, it's 4 hours.
Yeah,
And
because
I'm done.
I was wondering how you were able to adapt to it because I grew up skiing, and because when I was a kid, like snowboarding wasn't popular, so like I was always just skiing, and then I don't ski that often. So when snowboarding came out, I decided, okay, I'm not going to try snowboarding because then I feel like I would just spend the whole day on the little kids hill because I never learned how to do it.
Yeah.
But I never skateboarded, so I think the fact that you're skateboarding that was good. It made
Yeah,
it a
and
lot
he used
easier
to do
adapt.
it competitively. Like
Oh,
he used to
okay.
do competitions too.
that's-
That was for longboarding, downhill racing.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, but like
Oh, so it almost
longboard,
feels like it's more
same
similar,
Same
right?
thing, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
as long.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
It's a longboard, yeah.
Same board.
Longboard. Okay.
No, but I mean, don't get confused because riding skateboard doesn't mean you can do all kinds of
No.
extreme sports, right? I tried surfing; she was way better than me. I couldn't balance it on a
Mm-hmm.
surfboard.
Get it, Bea.
I'm a lot better.
Surfing's hard on the arms. I went surfing.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I went surfing once.
Yeah, you're tired.
Yeah, I found by the end, like, we took a lesson, and then they're like, oh, now you can have the board for the day. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, great. And then I went out, and I was like a half hour before I'm like, my arms don't work anymore.
Yeah,
Here's
like the
board
max
back.
you can do at a time is like, for me, like the very excited time is like 2 hours. And then you're like,
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm just gonna tan now.
Because when the
Uh,
wave's
leave
coming,
now.
the guy's like, paddle, paddle, paddle. I'm like, okay. And then eventually I'm
don't
like,
feel
I
like
am
it.
paddling, but my arms aren't moving. Yeah. But surfing's fun.
yeah.
What else
I
have you
like
guys
it.
been doing?
What else have we done?
You celebrated your birthday,
we
right?
skated.
Yeah,
Happy
it was my
birthday.
Oh my
Thank
god,
you.
like yeah,
January
my
10th.
brother had friends over, 2 girls, 2
Huli ka.
girls, and I know, right? And So they were over, and these people are like 19, 20 years old. Okay, my brother's 20, and his friends are like, the girls are 19. And I was like,
Calling
oh my
them out
God,
on
these are like 10 years younger than me. And what am I doing with them? Why am I
here?
Yeah, and I was like, why are they here? And like, he just turned 30. And then I asked him, so how does it feel to hang out with kids 10 years younger than you? And he was like, I didn't even think of that.
I kept saying, stop reminding me. Stop
And then I kept telling the kids, like, your generation is so weird. Like, they're so weird compared to ours.
Yeah.
These kids don't like going clubbing. And I was like, when I was your age, I was like, I'm in a club.
Yeah, my
I'm
brother
getting
is
free
19,
shots.
and he's like, he doesn't.
He doesn't. They don't like.
Just chills
They
at
like.
home?
Yeah,
at
playing video
home.
games.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And I was like, why? And they like to
They're
chill.
not that social.
And
No, I guess
the
not.
way they party is so different. Like their taste in music is so
Very
like
different.
calm and
Yeah.
chill. Unlike to our music before, it's it's
Yeah.
like and sing, yay! You know,
Yeah.
like that's how we party. That's how we house party.
And
But
now
for
it's
them, they're so mellow.
very.
I was so weirded out and like. Those
That's a
are
great
like
way to
Mark's
celebrate
gifts.
your 30th
Those
birthday.
are Mark's guests.
Yeah.
And we made them buy JDs, like a 1 liter
Jack
JD.
Daniels, yeah.
You
They
should have just called us up and we would have
I
brought
know,
the
I
party.
should have. I asked like a few of my friends and they're too busy, you know. They're like,
It was
why
a
didn't you
weekday,
tell
that's
me?
why.
It was a Thursday, babe. Like,
You should have brought them
People
to Scott had a show. You should have went to Scott's show.
oh yeah?
Yeah, that's right. We did
yeah.
play out Thursday night. Yeah.
Where?
We played at the Painted Lady, which is at like it's downtown Ossington and Dundas.
See, that's the thing because I haven't been here for a long time. I don't know the cool places. Like, that's
Yeah.
the bad thing about moving to places and not knowing
course, yeah.
enough people. Like,
It changes, yeah.
yeah,
over the
because
years.
in the Philippines, I know everywhere.
You can
Like,
go
I know,
anywhere and know
Yeah, and I know
someone,
a lot of people, so I have connection. But yeah, I have like people, inside, so I can go in anytime. If
course,
I bring
yeah.
people in, I don't have to pay for whatever. But here it's like
You're starting
for
fresh.
anyone.
Yeah.
Like, where do you eat?
Don't know all the areas. Yeah, Painted
What
Lady's a
do you
cool spot.
drink?
It's like a tiny. Ossington in general is a pretty popular
Yeah.
area now. It's really blossomed over the last few years. Area around maybe from Queen up to Dundas, even a little bit north of
Yeah.
that. But that whole strip has a lot of nice bars and restaurants.
Where
all
is
around.
this?
It's kind of in the west end of the city.
The
so
city?
Ossington, yeah, it's about near I don't know, Dufferin area ish.
Yeah, we should go there.
It's nice. There's a really good pizza place.
How
Pizzeria
long-
Libretto was good there.
How long are you in town for?
Until the 22nd.
There's one more week, and then he's gonna
man.
leave
It's
me
been- it's
again.
gonna be- 1 month went by so fast.
I
I didn't even
know.
notice it. I was
Yeah.
here the 24th of December.
And then you're leaving already. That's
Right.
good. Would you stay in Toronto since Bea is here?
She was asking me, but I got work back in Manila. So
But if work
hard.
was not a factor.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll stay here.
So you've adapted to the cold weather.
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Well, I saw you guys went to the Aurora Winter Festival.
Yeah,
You
we were
looked cold.
freezing. We were
It was
freezing.
freezing.
You learned what frostbite was?
No, I don't know yet. I thought
Hopefully
my fingers
you'll
were going
know.
right. My fingers were going numb. I was like, am I
I
getting
know he was
frostbite?
freaking out with his ears because it was too cold. He was like,
It was
oh my god, oh
numb.
my god,
It
oh
was
my god, it's
numb.
cold. I was like, they just fall off.
Bea!
Crazy.
You know that if it's like too cold, you don't know anymore because it's your, it's
You don't feel it? It's
you don't
gone.
feel it.
You
And
can't
you're
hear
like,
me?
oh
on
my
the
god, it
floor.
fell off. And you can't do anything about
They
it.
should be like, your ear is gone. Your ear
He
is
was
gone.
so scared him. And the next day we have to buy like the
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs?
because he was freaking out. And I
my
think
I get too paranoid over these things.
yeah,
Things that I don't
this
know.
guy,
I
you
have
know
no
those
control
people
over.
that would like
Yeah.
read the Google like
Oh, don't
anything
Google.
possible.
Google's gonna
always
tell you
do
you're
it.
dying.
No, that's yeah. I'm
It
the same
always
way.
leads to cancer. That's
It
why I
always,
just Google.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been dating for 6 years, right? And each year he has something. We have to go to the hospital. Something's wrong. Like my nail, why is it black? I don't even do.
You're dying.
And then he Googled it and cancer. And he's like,
my
oh shit,
God.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And then when we went to the doctor didn't even look at him. He looked at me and is like, it's normal. It's just dead.
Well,
I get paranoid.
Mark is a model, right? So if his ears fall off,
Yeah. Oh, okay. He's not just a model. He's a finger model.
so when
Finger
it's
model.
black, then he's a hand model.
No, like he's a hand model.
Oh,
He's so
okay.
weird. Like,
Bad hands,
Nestle.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, those coffee.
He's the
He has
hand.
a hand model in there.
So we should do a photo shoot with Mark for our sit down mug before he leaves.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he gets more booked now for his hand, not for his face.
That's why he was
Bad
so
hands,
worried
not
about
so
his.
nice.
Yeah, no, your hands are pretty nice for a guy.
I remember. So I'm my biggest insecurity, I guess, are my hands because I have eczema, so my hands get really dry. And when I did a commercial for CIBC, they're like, "Oh, we need you to show your hands to the camera," and I'm like, "You're kidding me." And they're like, "Yeah, so you have to hold your phone to the camera, and so your fingers are going to be there." And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And so I literally was just there moisturizing for like 5 hours, and I'm like, okay, it's happening soon. It's happening soon.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know how hand models do it.
No,
Or feet models. That's even weirder.
Oh my god, yeah. But you know, in Japan, when I was there, I was making a lot of money with the infomercial, like the infomercial,
Yeah.
like the shop this, like for your mom or grandmas, you know. So
shopping channel.
I would do that. They would book me like day and night, and I would get really good money. And what they do with like those hands, I don't know, my hands are really ugly like in real life, but there it's so nice because of their lighting.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. So whenever I do this, and in Japan, modeling is so weird, like in China as well, it's like you know,
Very
like
soft.
you move slowly,
Like you're voguing every time.
Slow voting, right?
Yeah.
like this is how I do it in informational,
Buy my earrings.
like that.
Wait, were you modeling for a beauty product?
No, for like accessories, like rings and
Oh,
like.
so like
That's
so
why.
they have to see the ring.
Yeah, I have to see the ring. Like I have to show it with the earrings and the necklace. So I have to move like this,
Very
creepily with
slowly.
like a music.
So people that can't see Bea, she's slow voguing, touching her face and her neck.
And you're gonna pretend like you're smiling there.
This ring is a 24 karat specialized white gold.
And like I have to master a certain like hand gestures.
Yeah.
It's limited. Like it's you're in a box. Like
So did
there's-
they like give you like a training or tell you what to do beforehand, or how did it
yeah,
work?
my management, my agency in Japan had to show me this is how you properly do it. Slowly, like you're touching yourself.
Is that how you do it, Mark, when you hand model?
No, I just
No.
hold the mug. Just like that. Done.
Yeah, it's so weird. He got booked more gigs as a exactly like that, and he did like for Smart too. Like
I
he
did
was
one
like,
for
yeah, like
Coca-Cola.
you know, for Coca-Cola, and like they were, parang they've collaborated with like people like apps.
Musicians and apps.
Yeah, so he was
Camera
doing
was
this in the
top.
camera.
No, camera was top view. I was moving the bottles around and holding the phone,
Yeah.
pressing the application.
So I was like in a photo. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
It's like, hey, it's Mark's hands. So
And like he was doing this, and there's cameras everywhere, and he was like doing this.
do you get to go in wearing sweats and not really
Yeah,
caring?
just
Oh,
chill
that's
clothes.
awesome.
Oh, because it's just on the hands. Oh, you know what we should do? We got to thank some advertisers.
Yes, let's thank them for their hands.
Yeah, this 40-minute conversation was brought to you by Intercontinental Consulting Services for Immigration and Settlement in Canada. Find out how you can live, work, and study in Canada. Visit icscanadaimmigration.ca. Come to Canada. Immigrate, work, study, and visit. Intercontinental Consulting Services for Immigration and Settlement in Canada. And by Cecile's line dancing class.
Line dance.
Established since 1998. For all ages, every Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30 at 4500 Shepherd Avenue East, Unit 3, Scarborough. And every Sunday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at JC Grill, 1686 Ellesmere Road, Scarborough. We're going there after the show for some line dancing. Aren't we? Yes, we are. Oh, there we go. And there's a little demo right there. Every Sunday, call 647-215-3013. Cecile's line dancing. Fantastic class. Line dancing.
You learn a lot more than lion dancing. You can also learn lion dancing.
Yeah, they've got everything there. They got the specialized.
Can you show them your line dancing again?
Wow. Look at that. All of that and more coming to you. So thank you to those advertisers.
Yes,
and
thank you.
that was good chatting because I totally got distracted. We talked for like literally 40 minutes straight.
Oh wow.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where is time going?
Well, so one thing we wanted to do, because have you gone to Tim Hortons yet?
Yep.
Okay. Have you tried Timbits?
No.
Have you had a double Timbit?
Okay, so
Give me tidbits.
So
Sorry.
Timbits, like if you're not in Canada, Timbits, they're like
donut holes.
but in Canada they're called Timbits. Tim Hortons is like super Canadian chain.
And you can't get
Yeah.
any more Canadian with a double double.
Oh, yeah, so I
And
actually
they
even
have
haven't
a
tried
double
these.
double Timbit.
So
They
these
have a double. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
well, so it's supposed to be double. If you order coffee double, that means
coffee.
2 cream, 2 sugar.
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is supposed to taste like. I actually
Or a
haven't had it
Timbit,
either.
Like how?
I don't know. We're gonna find out right now.
Those
all gonna have-
those are all double.
Well, not these 2, but these 6 are.
Okay,
So want to all taste test the double
I'll take
Timbit right now?
one.
sure. I think they're too sweet.
Double Timbit.
So it's the darker ones are
brown-looking one,
the
yeah.
double. So we're about
Smells
to
like a Timbit.
try.
Oh yeah, it does.
All right, so this is the double Timbit.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
It smells like coffee, right?
Oh yeah.
Coffee bud. Tastes like coffee bud. Right?
So I guess the idea is that it's a double coffee in the Timbit.
Can
I smell the
Yeah, it
coffee
is
more than I
really
taste
sweet.
True.
Very sweet. Can
Yeah.
I dip it in my coffee?
it. I guess you could.
Like
you probably
pandesal, I
could.
think so.
I will.
That's my favorite, eh? Like
Pandesal and
pandesal and coffee, or tablia.
How was it with your coffee, Scott?
It tastes more like coffee. I find you don't really taste the coffee; you smell the
You can
coffee.
smell
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Ryan, do you want to try it?
Okay, one.
Try it.
The dark one is double. The double Timbit. Okay, it's good. I don't know if it tastes enough like coffee that I would be like, oh, I gotta have that.
I think the sweetness that
It's
comes
too
with
sweet.
a double. I thought they.
It's like
they
a
copied.
coffee
Yeah.
Really?
cake.
Is that sweet double?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got 2 sugar in it. I can't
Yeah.
drink. I don't drink coffee with sugar anymore. I don't know
Really?
if you guys do. Yeah.
I try not to. I mean, but I get like really
I have
like,
to.
nervous,
Oh.
and plus like I can't because I have high blood pressure for my kidneys, so I can't like.
I have
just
low.
drink.
Let's switch. Let's share.
Yeah, I'll give you more blood.
Let's share.
Pressure. Yeah.
So we have Tim Hortons in the Philippines, but the double.
No, oh my god, it doesn't taste
Doesn't
the same.
No?
I was so like
Even their
disappointed.
English muffin doesn't taste the same.
I was
it's
so
like
excited, right?
Jollibee, right? Do you find Jollibee?
tastes
Yeah.
Tastes
And you know
good.
what's funny? They look better than the ones in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and there's more. Like when I went, I was like, oh my god, the
the chickens are
presentation
bigger.
is so nice.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah, and they put it nicely. Like the spaghetti is like nicely done.
It's
and
because
like,
it's still new.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just because it's new. They're making sure they like. If you imagine like you go into McDonald's, you know when you order a burger, it's going to look nothing like the burger
Yeah.
in the picture.
Yeah.
So
But
maybe
here-
Jollibee is still like in that phase where they're
Yeah.
trying to.
They're
So-
trying to impress everyone.
How many Jollibees are there already?
there's only 2.
In Toronto, like
Only
in the
2,
GTA, 2.
Where's the
Yeah.
other one? Mississauga.
Mississauga and
Scarborough.
Scarborough. Yeah.
The one in Mississauga was
In Secret
it's smaller
City.
than like
It's
I was
inside
expecting.
Secret City,
Yeah,
that's why.
and it was really nice. Like they really had, and then they were organized. You know,
Mm-hmm.
unlike in the Philippines, like it's
it's
fast, but
cute.
it's like
But it's
You're-
cute when you go in and they're like, hello, ma'am.
mom, sir, mom.
Filipinos.
Hi, mom, sir, mom. But yeah, in the Philippines, it's like your muffin is like flat, like somebody like smushed it
Yeah.
together.
So I guess there it's
different?
because it's just straight up fast food there, right?
Yeah,
Like I guess it is the
yeah.
equivalent of going to a McDonald's.
But here, there's like quality, you know, like
Yeah.
it looks really nice. It's like picture perfect all the time.
Because they know you're going to Instagram it, so they want to make
Yeah.
sure.
Really?
That's true.
Yeah, true.
That's true,
I
yeah.
know, but like that was really nice. I was so impressed with the spaghetti because in the Philippines, like they just slapped it in the, I was like, here's spaghetti.
There's like no sauce.
Jolly spaghetti. It's like almost frozen.
It's not jolly.
But here it's like, oh my god, it looks so pretty. I'm still gonna eat it. But yeah.
So do you miss Tim Hortons when you're in the Philippines?
Yeah, even like the flavor, like the first month Tim Hortons came, I asked him, like, please just get me. While I waited in the car.
I
and he
missed
ran.
Tim Hortons. I was here last September. I kept telling her.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to Tim Hortons in the Philippines because
It's not the same.
Yeah.
so the moment I got back on the
I made him
airport, right?
taste it because when he tasted his first Tim Hortons, it was in the Philippines, and I was like, "That's not good. Like that's not our.
Yeah.
Don't believe that. That's not Tim
False
Hortons."
advertising.
First thing I told Bea when I arrived in the airport, can you bring me to Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I believe that because I even noticed like I like going to Tim Hortons for breakfast sometimes.
Oh yeah,
And
it's my favorite thing.
I like the breakfast sandwiches they have here. I was in Buffalo, New York when I was on
Oh,
my
it's
way
so
to.
different.
Well, I went there and ordered the breakfast, and
They
it was
have Tim Hortons there.
In the
yeah.
States,
In some of the northern states, like I don't think there's any when you get further south, but any of the states, I guess I would say the United States that have hockey usually or close to bordering Canada, they'll usually be the ones where you're going to
There's
find a
one
Tim
in
Hortons.
Ohio. Like when I go see
yeah.
my family, there's one there.
Yeah.
But
It's not the same.
It's not the same. And what I
Yeah, there's
heard
something
was
different. The food especially.
the U.S. actually bought Tim Hortons, so it's no longer
They
Canadian.
did.
Yeah.
No, they did, and then they sold it again.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
before we were sad. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's changed hands a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
maybe before Mark you leave, you should bring one of those Tim Hortons
Yeah.
coffee canisters, and
I
then just
think,
make
yeah.
Tim Hortons at home.
yeah, because
idea.
like in the
Good
Philippines,
idea.
I think they put less. Like, you know how it's like two, scoops. They probably just did one.
Oh, so the coffee tastes
yeah,
like
because when I
weaker.
ordered double, it was too milky. Like it was like there's
Maybe
no
they're using powder.
probably, and like I
To cut
think
costs, right?
they forgot like how many you should put.
Yeah.
It was how
then-
the double here is
don't they
like
just
still
have
dark,
it-
right? There is like milky.
Oh.
So I think they put more milk.
Maybe
This
they're
is
trying to
cheaper.
cater to the Filipino taste. No? They like
It shouldn't be
sweet,
because
milky, and all.
it shouldn't
That's
be
how it is.
because that's like
Condensed
you're
milk.
buying. You're buying a different product then. You're buying Tim Hortons and they have special formulas or whatever.
No. They usually adapt to each country,
Like how Starbucks has.
Yeah, but they should not
McDonald's has
change.
rice in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah, but like the content, they just add a few things in the menu, but never change their coffee because they're selling their coffee.
Yeah.
Like, that's a Tim Hortons coffee.
That's true. Like, I mean, yeah,
Right?
you would think the coffee should be. I mean, ideally, I would think you would be able to go get a coffee anywhere
Yeah.
in the world from there, and it'd be the same.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, I guess it's tough. Like I said, even to Buffalo from here, I noticed like even like the donuts, the icing is a bit different. I guess it just must be wherever they source their ingredients from.
I think-
Maybe it's a bit
yeah.
different.
I think the most consistent franchise is Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah, I think Jollibee because Jollibee,
She's like, no, it's
Jollibee
Jolly.
like makes you buy their contents. Like their own food. They make
You
their
have
own
no
food.
choice but to get it from the Philippines.
Yeah, their chicken, your chicken, your sauces, everything must be bought from their own.
Mango peach pie.
Yeah, they're very
I love
like
that pie.
secretive too with their formulas and stuff. They don't.
But that's
just
a
hand it in.
franchise, right?
Yeah,
Like McDonald's franchise are always going to taste the same.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
I
that
think
should be our coffee.
I've only had McDonald's in the U.S. and Canada. I find that to be the same. I think McDonald's
Yeah.
seemed. I've never had it abroad though. I've never been anywhere else and had it.
The McDonald's in the Philippines, the fries are probably more real. I don't know.
They're,
Like the
they're,
fries,
they're a bit soggy for me.
yeah, like smaller.
Oh, wow.
Smaller fries than
What the
here.
heck?
Interesting.
I swear, like I remember when I first moved back to the Philippines, I ordered the extra large fries. You're expecting it to
like
be
a
like the ones
medium?
here, right? Like the big ones. That's good for like 3 people because there's 5 of us. It's like, okay, let's buy 2 extra large. And then when I got it, it looked like a medium. So I went back. Can I talk to your manager? Like like a usual Canadian complaining. Can I talk to your manager? I ordered an extra large. I got a medium.
Jokes.
And then she looked at me and it's like, that is the extra large, mom.
They have a new one now, Bea. The BFF fries.
Yeah.
I think it's around that big.
Oh, you
carton.
share
2
with
mediums into
So
one.
it's an extra large.
That one's the next extra
That is
large.
the extra large here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but if you go to the States, their large is
like our extra
yeah.
large.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, they're more bigger. But like compared to Asia,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh my God, no! What is that?
Jayco.
Jayco. Oh yeah, that's his
good.
like that. Our first Valentine's together.
No, that was Krispy Kreme.
Okay,
I love
never mind.
Krispy Kreme.
The first Valentine's together.
Wrong boyfriend.
Our Valentine's together. He doesn't want it because we were not official. So he doesn't want to come off like I'm too needy, like I'm too lovey-dovey, I love you too much, We haven't said I love you yet, so he's like, I don't want to step too much. So he got me, instead of roses or whatever, like donuts. And I was like, yay!
It's kind of better actually. I'd like that more.
She's not a fan of sweet stuff. Though.
I'm not a fan of sweets, but
Okay.
like we were just about to get to know each other more.
So you didn't know that part of you yet.
So did you eat them? Were you like, thank you, I always wanted
I
this.
automatically associated sweet stuff with girls. So
Yeah, he got me because like I just got in Beanie Beanie. Like
Oh, she's like, I
just
gotta lose weight.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like that was his gift to me to eat because hey, you're done. You're part of Beanie Beanie now, so you don't have to worry. You're part of
But
like,
really,
the
you
50
got-
girls. So here's a little like gift.
Reward.
So did you eat them?
Yeah,
What'd you
I
eat?
ate 4.
You ate 4.
How many were there?
pretty good.
How many were there? 12.
I don't know. Same as that.
What
one.
usually 12, right? Usually it comes
Yeah.
in a
Yeah,
dozen.
yeah.
So he ate the rest, but I ate 4.
I have a bad sweet tooth. Anything
really
you do, I
do.
just
Yeah, me
push
too.
away.
That's why I find I can't have. I try to stop buying like any chocolates or anything, keeping it in my condo because I'm the type where it's like I'll feel snacky all of a sudden and then I'll
Yeah.
just eat a whole box of something. So
What he eats a lot is like, you know, those like blueberries covered dark chocolate.
yeah, the
I think they're so
At
healthy.
least, yeah.
What's the
'cause
brand? Brooks-
He lies.
Brookdale or
Yeah.
something?
yeah, one of the Brooks.
That one. That's his like
Brookside.
munches. Like
Okay,
that's
yeah.
what.
Yeah, I love those.
That's what he eats all the time when he's craving like you, or you're doing nothing and like I feel
So
like
do
I
you
need
eat
to eat.
chocolate covered raisins?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything like
Raisinets.
that because he
Yeah,
wants
that-
to like still eat but be healthy
Yeah.
or just for his
Totally
mind.
not healthy.
Mentally, he's
Yeah.
like, this is healthy. Well, like yesterday, my family and I went to Petite Potato, so it's like a dessert place, and everyone's getting like all their fancy desserts, and I'm like, I have a pageant coming up. So I got this mango sago with mango ice cream, but it was covered in fruits. I'm like, it's still got fruits in it.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that. Because I'm gonna train her for her pageant.
When's the pageant?
April 27th.
Yeah, so we
my
should start
birthday
now.
weekend.
We should start now, girl. When you gonna visit?
When he's gone. When Mark
No,
is
it's
gone.
fine. He comes with me. You know, we've trained before. We went to this. We went to Tito Ablasa's, John Ablasa's fashion show before.
Where in Arizona?
Yeah, in Arizona. His first American fashion show, and we were his guests, and like we were all there together. But then the director was like pulled off a day before.
The models hated the director.
The models.
Oh, so they fired the director.
Kind
They
of.
had to because they
wouldn't
kind of
do the show
protested.
Oh.
If the director was there.
Yeah. So, you know, and they're more sensitive than the ones in the Philippines. Like in the Philippines, you can tell the girls, you need to lose weight. Like, you
Yeah.
need to do this, you need to do that.
Well, like when Mama Renee's in town, you know, like she's gonna call you out
Yeah.
right away, and you're like,
but like that's a hard part, I think, in like, you know, for Filipinos from the Philippines training here because we're more harsher in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and that's the type of like, you know, like that's how you mentally psych the kids there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here they're so sensitive. You'd be like,
And-
you need to lose weight, you need to fit
Yeah.
in this dress.
well, see, that's the thing.
Body shaming.
So when like we know that Mama Renee is coming and they're already doing the castings, I'll literally tell some of the girls like mentally prepare yourself because
Yeah.
they're gonna say that you're this or you're that.
Yeah.
And if you can't deal with that, then you don't do the show.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's also what makes you really strong for your bashers is your mentors or what is psyching you like all this harsher and ruder and like more honest,
Yeah.
you know, compared to the ones here.
Yeah.
Because here it's like they fruit,
They cut-
sugar,
yeah.
everything. Like, you know,
Sugarcoat.
sugarcoat everything. Like, you're very perfect. You're beautiful already. Just,
But-
you don't know how to say it because
Yeah.
you
don't
want
wanna
to come
look,
off
yeah.
like too rude, you know? That's what happened to our director in Arizona. So we ended up directing the show, and I ended up being his assistant. So we
So
were
Mark, maybe you should train
yeah,
me.
like so a night before.
No, she was training them how to walk. I was the one who did
Yeah.
the show.
Got it.
So we were doing that. So we were directing it and as a model as well. So I was before they leave, Mark would be the one. Oh, you're doing this, like
Yeah.
near the
Yeah.
near the entrance.
where you-
here,
where
you
We're
know?
like, "Okay, out,
next,
out,
next.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the
So
one.
we have to
Yeah,
switch.
I'm the one who does that and check if like he's
Oh my
perfect.
goodness.
You know, is this right? Where's the earrings? Put more. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Like I fix
You're
everything
shiny.
before. Yeah, and meanwhile I have to walk out with them.
Oh my goodness.
Come back and fix
That's-
again and be a stylist and
That's
be a
stressful.
Yeah.
It was, but it was fun. It was cool. Like now we can do things here.
It was
or
a learning
something.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
'Cause-
Mark should just stay in Toronto and then you guys can do your thing.
No, I think he makes more money there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I asked him about it. Like, can you stay?
Are you?
Keep saying I got work.
He's like, I'm sorry.
So how are you gonna come back anytime soon? Or
I was telling her I wanted to come back in April, but she said she wanted to go to the Philippines.
Yeah, I'm going to visit instead. I was supposed to visit this February, but I feel like I need to make more money first. So you know, I got a job and stuff. So in April, I'm already.
you're gonna miss the pageant.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. When's the pageant?
April 27th.
Come back
Oh, shoot.
mid-April. Leave.
And then you're gonna
Yeah.
miss my
April, March.
birthday.
Oh, sorry.
Whatever. babe.
But I will leave a lot of lists for you to accomplish before.
Well,
your
you know
pageant.
that list that you gave me for Mutia? I still
Yeah.
have it in my email.
Oh, that's good.
like
There you
it
go.
literally, it's like this is what you need to pack. This is what you
Yeah.
should remember. This is. I was like, oh, it's still here.
Yeah.
You guys can do like online classes. You can
I
Skype
know,
each other.
right? Yeah.
You know, we have the
FaceTime each
technology
other.
now.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Like the training in Mutia is a lot different, for Binibini or other pageants. Like the Mutia one is a very like subtle, like it was sweet.
I see.
You know, sweet.
That's why I didn't win.
Compared to Binibini. Binibini is a lot harsher. Like I bled, I sweat, I cried a lot, like a gallon of everything.
And that's why you have kidney failure.
Because like I wanted
Your
to be
training
like
was kind of intense.
intense
It
because I want to do it once. You know, if I do it once, I want to do it correctly. And,
And you
I
did
was
your
like
research too,
that. Yeah,
right?
and I was like a horse. It's like there's go big or go home. Like I didn't want to do it again. There's people who's like, hey, if you don't win,
Like
Binibini,
Pia, right?
just
She
do
did it
this
so many
world.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Few
and people
times.
were telling me that, like, if you don't win, if you don't win, if you don't win, and I even
You're like, no, when I win, you
yeah,
will
exactly.
watch
In my
me.
head, it's like, why not just do once?
Yeah.
What's wrong with winning once? Because most of the winners before, like Janine Tugunan, did it
You
twice.
did it multiple.
Yeah.
Pia
You know?
did it 3 times.
Yeah, so all of them in my year, all the winners were first timers, and all the contestants were all first timers. There
Yeah.
were no repeaters.
50th
So it
year.
was so competitive. Like we don't know what to expect. So everybody would come every day to like our
Training.
not training, but like where we need to be, like in Araneta.
Yeah.
We need to. They're all like in 100% form. Like this is pageant. We
Yeah.
were there to like compete
Wow.
every day for one whole month. Every day, like you feel their presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I think it's a good way to do it. I mean, if I guess I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you choose to do something, you might as well do it all out.
Yeah.
You don't think in your mind,
Don't have
I'll
to."
kind of do it a little bit like this, and if it doesn't work, I'll do
Yeah, I
something
know.
else. I mean,
Oh, I'm young. I have all the age.
It's like, no, you're going to
better.
hit 28
Yeah.
real fast.
live in the moment and do it. Yeah, I agree. We're just about out of time, but we got to thank some advertisers.
Oh.
So I would like to thank the fantastic Janet Ha. Janet Ha is a financial services representative. Give her a call at 416-858-9186 for life insurance, travel insurance, investment funds, mortgage insurance, and more. Janet Ha. She's the best. Get in touch with her.
Yeah.
And is brought to you by the Canada's Top Choice Council, a non-profit organization proud to present 3 amazing events held annually that help to grow the community, advance education, self-empowerment, and promote public appreciation for the arts.
Yes. And they actually have 3 major events coming up. One is actually this week, right, Scott?
That's right, January 17th, the Men of Honor
Yes,
event.
and Scott was nominated for an award,
was.
so we will hear all about it
Wow.
next week.
I'll tell you guys all about it. I was, a couple of weeks ago, or I guess now 3 weeks ago. I found out.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a nice
I'll be
surprise.
there, and we were saying that intro that they play before the show. I'm gonna blast it as Scott goes up for
My
his.
bio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have that coming up on Thursday, and then we have the Give,
Give
Back,
Back fundraising concert.
which apparently Scott and I are going to be emceeing, so we will
Yes.
both be there. Scott is also
I'll
going
sing
to be
some
performing.
songs, have a band behind me.
Bea might do some lion dancing. You never know.
Lion dancing, yeah. We'll get the costumes chosen.
Yeah,
Nice flowing mane.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
we're just gonna, our winter jackets. We're just gonna brush them out.
Beautiful. Paint them
Yes.
orange.
And then they have the beauty pageant coming up in
Canada's
August.
Top Choice Pageant.
So
yeah.
if any woman of any age, whether it be a young girl, a mom of 5, if you've ever wanted to do a pageant and never had the opportunity to, this is the best place to go.
Absolutely. So thank you very much to the Canada's Top Choice Charitable Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd like to advertise on our show, hit us up at radioshowad@gmail.com, and we'll set you up with an advertising plan and get your business out there. It supports the show and gets you business. So thank you to all our advertisers, and thank you for listening.
Yes, and don't forget to leave a comment down below, and you'll be added to our monthly draw.
Yep. So there's only one segment left here, and it's one we do every week.
Okay.
It's because we have a very large Filipino audience who listens. But there are many Filipinos, myself included, who were born in and raised in the Western world who maybe didn't grow up learning Tagalog.
Yeah.
I am one of them. I don't speak Tagalog.
It's okay,
but
you're
I wish-
learning.
but
Oh,
we're
you know
learning.
what's the best?
Yeah.
Be like me. Like date a Filipino. Like, because that's what happened.
But he is.
No, I mean like somebody who speaks it fluently. Because like he speaks it fluently. He grew up in
Yeah.
in Manila. I grew up in the province, so I don't. That's not my direct
Yeah, you
dialect.
speak different
So
dialect.
when I dated him, we spoke Tagalog every day. And
that's
so
how
my
I-
accent and more
Okay.
words
Well,
picked
I
up.
learned because my friends in high school, they are all fresh from the Philippines,
Yeah.
and the minute they knew I understood Tagalog, they're like, we're gonna speak to you. You cannot speak to us in English.
Yeah.
And they just forced me to speak it.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for teaching.
So yeah,
All right. Yeah, I
hang
mean,
out with one person, aka girlfriend.
well,
We'll teach your
So
girlfriend
that's-
Tagalog.
yeah,
Tagalog,
okay,
yeah.
fine. But for people who don't have that option, we have this segment, which is every week we learn one phrase
Okay.
of Tagalog.
And because this week has been really, really cold,
Yeah.
and we know you've been, Mark, you've been really cold.
Yeah.
Our phrase this week is malamig sa labas.
Malamig sa labas.
Yeah.
Which means
it's cold outside.
It's cold outside. Malamig sa labas.
We can't ask them to try it because
They probably know how to say it already.
Malamig sa labas.
Malamig
Malamig
sa labas.
sa labas.
Malamig sa labas.
So there you go, everybody.
Bugnaw sa labas. Oh, that's Bisaya. That's my dialect.
Say it again.
Say it.
Bugnaw sa labas.
Bugnaw sa labas.
So that's two different ways you can say
Bugnaw
it's
sa
cold
labas.
outside.
In Tagalog and Bisaya.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I guess we should wrap up the show. I mean, I feel like we could keep talking, but
I
we run out
know.
of
I
time.
have a lot more things to say.
All right, we're gonna have to bring.
Hasn't lion danced yet.
Oh
know.
yeah, we'll have to cut the dance until next time.
I know
Oh.
more things too. I know how to apple dance as well.
Apple dance?
I have a pen.
Apple.
Oh my
pineapple.
God.
I have an apple.
And a pen, pineapple apple pen. All right, we'll save that for next time then. We'll save it next.
We'll bring you apples next time.
Yeah, and a pen.
All right, well,
There you
Mark, Bea, thank you guys for being here
Thank you,
today.
Thank you very much for
Thanks
having
for
us.
coming.
Where can
Thank
people
you.
find you on Instagram? Show your.
Bea.Santiago, please don't bash me there.
We will
seriously.
find you.
Yeah.
Mine is marc.nash, marc.nash.
And they've all been tagged on our Instagram
Yes.
page, so be sure to follow them. Mark, it was great seeing you in Toronto.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for
Enjoy
having
the
me.
rest of your trip. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll see you again when you're back. And Bea,
Definitely.
Yes.
we'll get to training shortly.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm Scott Dion Brown.
I'm Regine Alaina.
We'll see you guys next week.
Oh my god, it's my song.
Bye.
Dun, 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 dun. Di ba ganyan yan?
Look what happened.
Ganyan yan, di ba?
We need a timbit and a pen.
I have a pen. I have an apple. Apple pen. I have a pen. I have pineapple. Pineapple pen.
That was awesome.
The right hit music mix.
Crossway. That's it for today, folks. To Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. If you think 60 minutes is not enough, well, you better catch us again next week, because it is not just about music or pure talk. It's your weekend pastime. And witness the next riffy of your time episode of the program right here on Crossway Radio. To Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.